Donald Trump met Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky at his New York base in Trump Tower on Friday and said it was time Russia's war in Ukraine was settled. The Republican presidential nominee has repeatedly criticized the Ukrainian leader on the U.S. campaign trail, and a meeting between the pair had seemed unlikely until hours before. As the two men stood side by side, Zelensky said he thought they had a common view that the war has to be stopped and Putin can't win, adding that he would discuss with Trump details of his victory plan. Despite years of differences, Trump insisted he had a very good relationship with Zelensky. "I also have a very good relationship, as you know, with President Putin, and I think if we win the election, we're going to get it resolved very quickly," he said. Afterwards, Trump and Zelensky spoke to Fox News, and the former president said he learned a lot from the meeting. "We both want to see this end, and we both want to see a fair deal made," he said. "It should stop, and the president, Zelensky, wants it to stop, and I'm sure President Putin wants it to stop, and that's a good combination." Zelensky said, "Putin killed so many people, and of course we need to do everything to pressure him to stop this war. He's on our territory." Zelensky invited Trump to visit Ukraine, and Trump replied, "I will." The Ukrainian president later posted on his Telegram channel that the pair had a very meaningful meeting. "We have a common view that the war in Ukraine must be stopped. Putin cannot win. Ukrainians must win," he wrote. Trump, meanwhile, said on his Truth Social account that if he is not elected president, that war will never end and will phase into World War III. The pair have long had a tumultuous relationship. Trump was impeached in 2019 over accusations that he pressured Zelensky to dig up damaging information on the Biden family. A rough transcript of the call revealed Trump had urged Zelensky to investigate Joe Biden, as well as Biden's son, Hunter. Standing beside Zelensky on Friday, he praised the Ukrainian leader's handling of the issue. Since Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, Trump has frequently repeated Moscow's talking points about the war. During September's presidential debate, he sidestepped a question on whether he wanted Ukraine to emerge victorious in the conflict. Ahead of Friday's meeting, Trump repeated his long-standing claim that he would be able to work out something to settle the war if he won the presidential election, long before Joe Biden leaves office in January. He has refused to elaborate when asked whether he believes Ukraine should cede territory to Russia as a means of ending the war. Although Zelensky has been visiting the US since Sunday, their meeting was only confirmed on Thursday night, when Trump posted a screenshot of a text message from President Zelensky saying it was important for us to have a personal contact and to understand each other 100%. There have been tensions all week between Zelensky and the Republican Party ahead of November's US presidential election. Some Republicans were angered by Zelensky's visit to an arms factory in Biden's hometown of Scranton, Pennsylvania, with top Democrats, including State Governor Josh Shapiro, earlier this week. Zelensky's trip to the key swing state was labeled by leading Republicans as a partisan campaign event. In a public letter, House Speaker Mike Johnson said the visit was designed to help Democrats and claimed it amounted to election interference. Trump has grown increasingly critical of continued U.S. funding for Ukraine and in recent days has sharpened his attacks against Zelensky, calling him the greatest salesman on earth for continuing to obtain military aid. In contrast, Zelensky recently told The New Yorker magazine that he believes Trump doesn't really know how to stop the war and called Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance, too radical and dangerous for suggesting that Ukraine should give up territory to end the war, saying it would spark conflict around the world. When asked about Zelensky's comments on Thursday, Trump replied, "I do believe I disagree with him. He doesn't know me." On Thursday, Zelensky met US President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris at the White House to discuss his victory plan, which he hopes will pressure Russia into agreeing a diplomatic end to the war. Hours before, Biden had announced a further $7.9 billion package of military assistance to Ukraine. As Zelensky visited the US, drone attacks continued in Ukraine. On Thursday night, 3 people were killed and 14 others wounded in a Russian drone attack on Izmail, a port city on the River Danube. Russia has targeted Izmail's grain export facilities in the past. Prosecutors say 2 boys aged 3 and 13 and a girl aged 14 were among those wounded in the latest attack. Romania's defense ministry said it was possible that one of the Russian drones involved in the attack had crossed the border into Romania, a NATO member state, for a very short period. Subscribe to our channel for more updates.